Yes, greetings, love and respect to everyone. This is Ross Ben coming with a 2022 review and a preview for the 2023 visions. And I'll start with a little information on that because a lot of people been hitting me up. Ross, you gonna do something on 2023? What's happening? Last couple of years we were getting our visions out in November. And although we did do a 2023 vision in Columbia, South Carolina in November of this year, we haven't shared it yet. Why? Because y'all know the tradition. We usually hold something around the solstice at the One Art Community Center up here in Philadelphia. And so yeah, we're going to hold firm to that tradition. And we are coming with that. This Friday coming up, the 23rd, December 23rd. So we on this 23 frequency, sharing the 2023 visions. This Friday, upcoming, December 23rd, at the One Art Community Center, right? We're going to have a marketplace that opens at 4 o'clock. And we're going to share the reason early this year, 7 p.m. We're also going to offer it via Zoom, live or by Zoom. $23 donation is what we asking. If you want to see the Zoom link, you could PayPal by www.paypal.me/RossBen or Cash App $RossBen188. If you Cash App, please email a screenshot of your payment to RossBen188 so I'll have your email and know where to send the Zoom link to. Okay? And of course, the One Art Community Center is at 1439 North 52nd Street in West Philadelphia. All right? So that's what it is. This year coming up, 2023 visions. We're going to hold the tradition. I'm going to give more detail. I would say please stick it out through the end of this 2022 review because I'm going to share some details just about where I'm at in terms of astrological offerings and this whole science that I've been exploring for the last couple of decades. So it'd be good if you can stay tuned through the end. I think you'll find it worthwhile. So, we said 2022 is going to be a deep year, right? A lot of personal atonement, a lot of bloodline redemption, full circle karma for your works. We're going to witness some instant karma, a lot of divine intervention, angelic action, right? We're going to see prophecy and revelations fulfilled, spiritual awakenings, spiritual warfare, right? We also said dreams were going to be manifest, delusions dissipated, and Piscean people like If you was a Pisces, this was going to be a year like none other, right? And all of this was going to be occurring because the rulers of Pisces, all of these things we just talked about and just mentioned, are Piscean themes. We said Pisces was going to be real active, that Jupiter and Neptune in Pisces was going to be bringing all these things about, right? Last thing we said was that Piscean people was going to receive blessings. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of complexity with that. Why I say that? Because, I'm a Pisces. I'm a super Pisces. My rising and my sun, as well as my Saturn and my Mercury, are all in Pisces conjunct, right? So, what I thought would be good, because, right, I haven't been on YouTube hardly at all this year. I've maybe posted 3 videos this whole year. And I thought it would be good to do a 2022 review of this Jupiter and Neptune in Pisces from the lens of what's been going on this year. And it will also give me an opportunity to just kind of, like I say, explain some details about where I'm at as far as my business, specifically this astrology, So yeah, let us begin. So we said 2022 is going to be a real deep year, and it was all going to center around the movement of Jupiter through Pisces. That Jupiter's movement through Pisces was really going to be the, we say the measure by which we should be able to vision what this year, like how this year was going to roll out, right? And Jupiter was going to fly through Pisces, right? That's why we actually called the year 2022 a glimpse of grace. That we were going to see a lot of blessings and good fortune open up, but it was going to happen early in the year, between January and May. That if you was really wanting to catch a wave of blessings and good fortune, this was the time to get those works in, right? That after May, a couple of things were going to happen. One, Jupiter was actually going to be through Pisces, right? So it's going to go through the whole sign, 30 degrees, in 5 months. And that beyond that, in June, Jupiter was going to go retrograde. And there was going to be a big deflation, a big, loss of momentum. And, wasn't going to be an easy time. Like anything you was going to be attempting to do to expand and go beyond and, better yourself and just put yourself in a jovial, Jupiterian, abundant place. The time to do it was before May. And that this retrograde was going to be intense until about October. And that later in the year, from about October to December, things was, going to free up, right? So let's look at, as a Piscean, with this Jupiter and Neptune both going through my ruling sign, hitting four of my planets, because, well, three of my planets and then my rising. It's like my life, if I look at my life, I see it as kind of a good measure of how some ways this Jupiterian movement through Pisces manifest, right? Starting with February, we said in that flow, there was going to be some key points. One was in mid-February when Jupiter sextiled Uranus and Taurus. I'm not going to get all deep into Uranus and Taurus other to say it's about transforming earth element, right? Electrifying the earth element. You can review some of my previous uh, shows and presentations on around, I think my 2019 vision is where I really get into the significance of Uranus and Taurus. So you could go back and review that, right? But it was sextile in Jupiter. And so how did that manifest? At the world's largest gem and mineral event. Well, formally, I heard there's events in China now that surpassed Tucson, but one of the largest earth element events in the world, right? Had the crypto crystal convergence, the theme of which was really about uh, transforming the way we value currency and using crystals and sacred stones, semi-precious crystals to base that crypto coinage on. So it doesn't have to be gold, platinum, or silver. And exploring what elements, either because of their industrial use or the improvement of the quality of life that we have, how can the value of those stones be transformed into something in the crypto world? So it was a major convergence of high-minded ones. Red and Blue Pill were there. Ras Naim and myself was there. The elder of what I would say, our presence at the Tucson gym shows. Allah Ali was there. Of course, Illuminati Congo was a headliner. Lizzie Jeff was there as a headliner. An amazing convergence of high-minded thinkers. And I felt like a student more than a teacher out there, even though I was more on the elder side of the collective. Yeah, man, it's the youth. This event was really something where the vacuum of the future was what was in control of the momentum. The youth were more in tune to this thing. And yeah, some amazing visions were shared just in terms of where can we go with the infinite treasures of the earth and creating, wealth that we can live self-determined and joyful. So Was put on by the good brother Ankara. Yeah, salute, brother. It was a powerful event, one I was thankful to be a part of, right? And one thing that also impressed me about the crypto crystal convergence is that it was a each one teach one event, right? Where wasn't no one man that had the mic. Everyone had the mic. Everyone was sharing. Was each one teach one. It was, good to be amongst such a high-minded collective. And that was echoed in April when Jupiter conjuncted Neptune in Pisces. And we said this was going to really be the highlight point of the year. And where did I find myself at that point? In Pittsburgh, which, if you think about Pisces dealing with the deep waters, right? Mutable water, the deepest of waters. Pisces has two co-ruling planets, Jupiter and Neptune. Neptune rules the deep waters, the waters where no light makes it, you know? So, yeah, it's in them deep waters that Neptune dwells. And Pittsburgh is the place where four rivers meet: the Monongahela, the Allegheny, the Ohio, and a deep underground river that's known geologically as the Wisconsin Glacial Flow. And we had another each one teach one convergence there, where my good brother Mike Wan, who is, collectively with the mystics of the 40th parallel, and all kinds of high frequency studiers of the earth, studiers, of just mystic sciences. We all converged at where the place where these four rivers meet. And we had amazing experience. So I want to share. We have some professional quality footage that we're going to share. We don't know how. It's of such a quality, we don't want to give it away and put it on YouTube, just for free. Neither Mike nor myself, Mike Wan, who I'm speaking of, our YouTube accounts aren't monetized. So if you see a commercial on our YouTubes, which I see somebody's cashing in on it, I don't feel good like working for these people for free, you know? I don't mind sharing, but it also has the balance for us as well, So we have some high quality footage that we're going to present somehow in such a way that the value of it is reflected, you know? But I have some hey, I had my phone out, capturing the moment. Sound quality isn't that great, It might not be the optimal angle at certain times, but I want y'all to be able to see the each one teach one spirit that was in the collective. And because I think that was like really the what was the most rewarding and fulfilling part of our experience in Pittsburgh was how the group as a collective had the answer to every question asked. So let's check that out.
Yeah, there was two competing corporations at one time fighting to gain control of the commerce of the area. So why they try to say, well, the French had the small fort, but Fort Pitt, the English, had the big Fort Pitt.
And this is the French?
Yeah.
Where was
This would be Fort Duquesne then, what you said.
Then where would Fort Pitt be?
You saw it back there, we were sitting, the
This
outline, the outline on the ground over there, the big, yeah. And there were some remnants of the walls left.
And so the story they tell us is these were two competing forts, like this far apart from one another. Am I understanding that correctly?
Well, they burned one down and they built the big one. Yeah, they burned this one down. The French were here first.
Okay.
They burned it. The English came in and built a bigger fort.
When did they tell us this happened?
French and Indian War time,
1750s, 60s.
Yeah.
We're gonna wait for the elder. He's moving a little slower. For those of y'all that don't know who that is the one and only Paradise Gray architect. Really the grandfather of hip hop. You know, that is the grandfather of hip hop. He's been here in Pittsburgh for over 20 years, probably close to 30 years. He was a key archivist and a community champion. Can't count how many young people have been, you know, kind of too rowdy for their parents and smart enough to know that they got options other than just falling into street life, you know. And so he has been a bright spot in the city of Pittsburgh for, 30 years plus. Come on in, King, we're waiting on you. We didn't want to get too deep into processes without the elder. You know, up in the midst. Yes, sir. So we're at Fort Duquesne right now, you know. Remember this one here, the one that got outlined once you cross through the bridge, which you just came across, right where I actually, you know, at the point, you know, and outlined in the grass, I got a brick layout of what they call the remnants of Fort Duquesne. And it's kind of got like a, diamond shape, you know, a diamond with diamonds on each point of the diamond. You know,
right.
a four-sided diamond. And it's right here in the center of the point. There's some kind of monument they got in the middle of it, but I'm sure we'll check for any kind of signs and symbols. But yeah, this is where we at. Any other folks that are from the area got any more to? I know Mike and Ross will go in, but again, a big part of their ministry is they expect us to do certain footwork. You know, they expect us to pay attention in the place where we live, so we can make sense of the symbolism that's running the place. You know, this is a pretty big deal. This symbol right here, and again, just in case y'all didn't know, most of y'all should know, right? What's right out in front of us is the Ohio River. This one here is the Allegheny. This is the Monongahela, the Mon River.
And so this is where the Ohio is birthed.
This is where the Ohio begins. And when
Ohio's
it comes to like
right
geological things, it is the primary tributary. Tributaries make rivers. This is the primary tributary to the largest river in our country, the longest river in America. So from here, you can get all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico. From this point right here, you can find this point right here, and there's another underground river that comes through here, right? Carry you all the way to the Gulf of Mexico. So the Mike, what I say, a powerful broadcast station, the potential of intention. If you can get to this point where you say Lewis and Clark, you got access to the whole of the interior, you know? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's where we're at.
This is where the Lewis and Clark expedition started, right?
Yeah, right here. There's a marker somewhere along here with it, like talking about the whole start of the expedition. Yeah. Definitely markers.
And this is also the place where they first began trading Native Americans rum for goods. In the beginning, the Native Americans would come down and in their canoes, and they would leave with all kind of things from Europe, like weapons and all kind of things that Europeans had that they didn't have. But after a while, they would only leave with barrels of rum
Wow.
and nothing else. That started here.
Also, the tuberculosis blankets started here.
And I bet I have one for y'all that y'all didn't know. We're in the middle of a pandemic, right? But guess what? This is the site of a pandemic years ago. Where we're standing used to be a community in Pittsburgh called The Hill. This was The Hill. The hill came all the way down here.
Huh.
And Martin Delaney lived in the neighborhood that was right in this area. And the pandemic got so bad in the black community that the white doctors bounced. And Martin Delaney, who was a student that they would not allow to go into medical school, stayed in this community and cured the pandemic.
Huh.
So a black man who wasn't even allowed to go to the school to learn to be a doctor became one because the universe said so. And that happened right here.
Wow.
Anybody else?
Which one of the rivers is the science river and which one of the rivers is the arts river? Because this is where they come together, right?
I would rephrase it.
Okay.
I would say this, the one that's coming from the south.
Okay,
Because-
which is that one?
Which is the Monongahela River.
Okay.
Because there's only so many rivers on the planet Earth that flow from south to north.
There are
And
only
this is
so
one
many.
of them.
And this is one of them.
This
and
is
it
one of
gives
them.
birth right
Yes.
here. So if you were to go and
I
frame
have,
it that way.
I have an opinion.
Okay, please.
Behind the Carnegie Science Center is right there. So what river is that? Right in front of the Science Center
That is the
with the submarine in it.
Okay. Which one is the science
the
center?
science center's there.
This way,
Okay,
guys. This
I'm
way,
sorry.
That's
I'm
the
blind.
Allegheny.
It's okay.
Okay.
That's
So it's
all
right
Yeah.
there.
You see where they got the big like umbrella, upside down umbrella looking thing? That's
Yes,
the science
that's
center right
the science center.
Yeah,
And
that's
is that
the,
on the Allegheny?
there.
that's
is
the
basically
Carnegie
last-
Science Center. That's the
Where-
biggest science center in America for
Huh.
children.
Like a hospital?
No, it's a
Science.
it's
Like
a
to go to
science
learn,
center.
to
You
learn,
go over
to
there,
learn.
they got robots in there. They got it's like a science museum.
That's there.
Yeah.
So, Dice, you walk with me. We're going to walk and talk, y'all, so we can make the most of the time and get the other house. We're going to walk to the middle, y'all, so we can see these
And if y'all haven't visited
Say what?
the science center,
Right here.
Yeah, this
there's
is
a whole
it.
lot of great institutions.
So you did get
in
this off the
area.
satellite, right? You got a satellite.
Yes, I did. I got a Google Earth image of this. Yes.
So I'm so glad we got the locals talking about, like, they filling in these small blanks. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And it's great. It's a start. They paying. That's some serious homage.
Huh.
So a recurring theme, where science meets art. This is something that's specialized in Pittsburgh, where science meets art. How you can take art and fashion it into technology.
You have to watch yourself. Don't want
Stuff right here. Wow. So it looks like it was mounded up in a day.
That's a question I have. Like, were these star forts already here and just occupied, you know?
It says the fort was destroyed by the French on the approach of the English army in 1758.
The Allegheny starts.
This marks the
mountain.
exact site
Depending
of
on
Fort
where a
Duquesne,
raindrop will fall on the
built by
mountain.
the French in
I want to hear this. Hold up.
1758.
And then, but I definitely got to go down.
Yeah, and they say this is that point where that fourth river, the Wisconsin glacial flow, it meets the three rivers here. So we know this got to be a power spot, you know? How many places on earth can we say four rivers meet, you know?
According to the Mayans, the three rivers coming together and the fourth one underneath.
Yes.
That's a kind of a map for celestial events and their turning of the age. That's what's happening in the cosmos. This is a map of that.
Huh.
That's why this place, that's how I found out about a lot of this. The Mayans, leading up to 2012, kept coming here, doing ceremonies on the water.
I told you.
And
That's
when
what
it
I'm
was
telling
in the media, you know,
Yes, it
the
was.
Mayan end of the world and everything, whatever the media was trying to tell us, that got me curious. Why are the Mayans coming to
Here.
Pittsburgh?
Yep.
Wow.
Several times, and you had Don Alejandro, who is the head of the Council of Elders,
He was here as
and
well.
their official daykeeper of the Mayans, coming here and saying Pittsburgh's an important place.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yep.
And talking about the shape of the rivers and the underground Fourth River.
Huh.
Is that underground river outlet anywhere, or does it keep going underground?
Yeah. The fountain, which is not on today, that's the water from the underground river.
Yeah, I was looking at it.
I didn't know that.
Whatever this like causeway is right there.
Right.
I wonder if they were
Coming up.
in and out of that.
Yeah, that would be the Fourth
Some more
River.
facts about Pittsburgh and interesting things that happened here. Also, what happened right here in Pittsburgh was the fact that over on the north side, right across the river here, there's a plaque in front of the original Carnegie Hall. Is right there on the north side. And right in front of it is a plaque that details on or near this spot, the Jehovah Witness religion was created,
Huh.
Yeah, we got that.
right? Also, Pittsburgh has the Fraternal Order of Police number 1.
Wow.
Lodge number 1.
That's the badge.
Huh. Yeah, the each one teach one spirit was amazing that day. It even went a little further. As you can see in the diagram on the screen right now, you see Fort Pitt Museum. This was supposed to be a recreated remnant of the British fort, right? But you see how the highway is right next to it, right? One of the brothers on the tour, good brother Nick, he showed us, he took us like off the beaten path, took us somewhere that, you know, even the ones organizing the tour had no idea of, that the remnants of the actual fort that are kind of cut off from the touristy area by the highway. And because of the way they were cut off, our actual tour guides didn't even know about it. So this was the level that each one was teaching one. We actually got to experience the actual fort. And yeah, it was powerful. So the Pittsburgh portal convergence is definitely inspirational experience. And I learned a lot of connections to Philadelphia. I learned a lot of why Pennsylvania is the Keystone State. And as I prepared to take that Wissahickon Trail home back to Philadelphia, I was on a kind of an upward flow, right? Then Jupiter sextile Pluto in May, right? Pluto's planet of extremes. I experienced a lot of extremes after the Pluto sextile. One was extreme joy. My 6th child, my 4th son, graduated high school. My wife and I, my Empress, we were excited because we really only have now like one minor in the house. We were having visions of an empty nest and what that would mean for our life. But then we had an extreme experience connected with this Pluto, and because Pluto does deal with Scorpio and death, and regrettably I have to say I did lose my firstborn son, Messiah Christos. It was by what appears to be, we're still waiting for the autopsy final report, but it seems to be natural causes, and he did pass in his sleep. We do take comfort in that, but it was still a major blow to the family, major loss, and we're doing our best to heal and grow and evolve from that experience, And the reality is, it hasn't been that easy. What I will say, though, is one of the big takeaways from that experience is the value of friends, family, and community. And Philly is not the cleanest city, and the climate is, right. I'm wearing a Scully in my house right now, right? But one thing I've learned through this experience is the value of Philly is the community, the way the community supported myself and my family through this experience. It's just really touching. We learn the importance of keeping these children that are growing up together, keeping them linked outside of, funerals, but seeing all of the children of all of our families here in Philly, and those that just, they're connected to us through life, coming up and being a part of this. Yeah, we gotta keep these youth together, because when they come together, the future is bright. Okay? Jupiter sextile Pluto in May, and then in June, about a month later, when retrograde, that Jupiter retrograde, being a Piscean, it impacted me deeply. Children are our best expression of wealth. Jupiter brings abundance in your life. So yeah, for that Jupiter to go retrograde in June and then in July, lose a child, it was profound, profound blow. One that, like I said, we're still learning, growing, and evolving from. But, life does go on. And in August, I had an opportunity to come out of my turtle shell, which I had kind of sunken into during the grieving. And, socialize, interact, present in front of a great community, the Mycosymbiotics Mushroom and Arts Festival, hosted by William Padilla Brown. It was an amazing event. I'm not going to get all deep into what I shared and everything in MycoFest, because I have already I already have a YouTube up on that. and I think it is one of the mystics from the 40th parallel series, maybe number 17 or 18, where we got into Stonehenge Gardens, and does it have any connections to PA being the Keystone State? I would say it's definitely worth checking out, but just for me on a personal level, it was probably one of the most gracious audiences and settings to get back in the public world after losing a son. You know, it was in a beautiful farm in Tamaqua, Pennsylvania. We were camping out there, so I was very connected to the earth. And beyond that, the community, the mycosymbiotic community, very compassionate, very gracious. It was a great place to get back into the whole idea that, you know, I can be outside of myself and talk beyond what I'm personally dealing with, you know. So big up Brother Padilla Brown for the opportunity. Big up Mike Wan, my partner in the Mystics of the 40th Parallel series, because he's actually the one who opened up this opportunity for me. So big up. So in May, Jupiter entered Aries, right? And then in June it went retrograde. So it started moving backwards. In October, it moved backwards to the point where it was back in Pisces. And at that juncture, here I am linked up with the good brother Ras Naim of Infinite Treasures once again. And he opened up an opportunity for us to go to Washington, D.C., which is my hometown. So how we were in Pittsburgh, his hometown, in April, bang, this Jupiter retrograde got everything lined up where here I am back in my hometown once Jupiter backed up in Pisces. And this was a 2-day event in which my mother and the male patriarch of my matrilineal line actually came to an event of this nature. You know, before this, I don't think they had ever really seen what I do. You know what I mean? How sometimes the keepers of the culture and the family can appear like a black sheep until a certain experience, and then the family get to see him in a different light. And the same thing happened with Naeem, because he had aunts and uncles and brothers that live in the DC metropolitan area, and they came as well. So yeah, I want y'all to see the type of homecoming I received this year in 2022. I think it definitely aligns with some of the themes that we talked about. Let's check this out.
I am the one and only Rastaman Naya, Ras Naib. I'm the father of this thing we call infinite treasures. We've been blessed, we've been gifted with this opportunity to come into the nation's capital, to come into this deeply rooted culture and present our offerings. As far as I can tell, I'm still a young man. So if I do have permission from the elders to continue to speak, I'll continue to speak. Do I have permission to continue to speak, Baba Abbasi?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You the oldest one out, James. I don't know about that. Sure. Maybe the youngest thing.
Glory unto word, glory unto sound, glory unto the hour, glory unto power, glory unto the Holy One of creation, the Emperor Haile Selassie Jah, Rastafari, King of kings, Lord of lords, conquering Lion of the tribe of Judah, elect of thyself, light of the world, Haile Selassie. We give thanks for this day, for the blessings and the provisions, for the love, the guidance, and the protection all around Bautayanai. We're thankful for this day. We know it will be a strengthening for the whole of us, body, mind, and soul. We give thanks for the many generations of ancestors, blood, sweat, and tears, which give us strength in these times to stand in the light of the Most High. Give thanks for our elders, the wise minds, the knowledge, the overstanding, guiding I and I through times like these times, for times like none other. We give thanks for the youth. Their lives are the light and the hope. Their life, their love is the light and the hope for redemption, liberation, repatriation in the sight of the Most High. We give thanks for our Ivine unions. It's me and this brother right here. How many years you and Mama been in holding it down in the Chamber, King?
That'd be 33.
We about 24 years in. We give thanks for that divine union. These folks just crossed 22 right here yesterday. Brap, brap, brap. Those are my folks, show. They just crossed 22 yesterday. We give thanks for the divine unions. This is the foundation upon which I and I stand in the name of the Most High. Rastafari and his divine empress, Mama Miga, Empress Minute. Thy blessings unto I and I then. May the hungry be fed, the naked clothed, the sick nourished, the aged protected. May the infants be cared for. Guide I and I pray thee through disciplines, principles, morals, ethics, values, and virtues that cultivate strong will and good character. With faith, courage, honor, and a just cause. With humility, tolerance, and compassion. With these clean hands, with pure hearts. I and I, trotting along, steadfast upon the holy ancient King Highway, guided by the bright morning star, and never ceasing, inward chance, good over evil, love over hate, righteousness over wickedness, until righteousness covers this earth as the waters cover the seas. In the name of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie Jah, Rastafari, and I give thanks for the abundance of goodness and graces, inspiration and intuition, creativity, camaraderie all around the week, and a basic respect for life. These upful qualities of heart and mind give rise and align I and I, sons and daughters of thee, Most High, with cosmic master plan and design. Unto thee, I and I give thanks in the holy higher name. Highly I, Selassie I, Jah. Rastafari. Adani Alam, Adonai I. Ababa Janai, Nagusa Negas. Ixabir. Garamawe. Abakadus. Highly Selassie I. Also known as the Ancient of Days. Priest Melchizedek. Warrior priest and king. Might of the Trinity, head creator, earth's rightful ruler, defender of Ayanai faith, declarer of Ayanai rights. Yeah, man, Selassie, the one who declared this document, what they call the Declaration of Human Rights. Wasn't no Declaration of Human Rights before Selassie signed the seal. Yeah, holy, high, and triumphant. Highly Selassie. May the words of our mouth, meditation of our hearts be acceptable in the sight of the Most High. Jah. Rastafari and Haile Selassie. So thankful that our folks have showed up in this portion of this rendering. Thank you for your time and your tolerance, Mr. Mosley. The pieces of pop. Those should be up high, man. They're really going to pop. I'm honored to be blessed by the elders, the original drummers, established that long-time culture there up in Malcolm X Park. This is who we're being blessed by, we're being graced by. The Elder Wallace, the Elder Abbasi, the one and only Thomas Mosley. Yeah, we got living legends amongst us. We don't take that lightly, so we thank them for their presence.
Got some more people coming in.
Y'all got some seats right here.
Come
Over here too.
on, mommy.
We give thanks for this beautiful chocolate sister right here, Montre. This sister right here, Montre. She's the reason why we're all here. She is the brainchild of this. This is her brain. This is the vision. Her vision manifesting right here, right now. So we thank her.
Come on,
we give thanks for this sister right here. This we got another living legend rolling up on us, the one and only BZP. She, the Queen Mother, that's running the scene around these parts, yo. We're here because of this firm foundation, this system with a vision. Long time tradition, who she deal with, you know?
Welcome to my neighborhood.
Thank you for having
our
us.
community.
Yes.
Welcome to a place where this is a former fort. There were 17 cannons from Martin Luther King to Barnaby Street that protected this place. But believe it or not, we were also enslaved here.
Wow.
We were brought on this water on the Potomac into Georgetown, into Old Town, right on that river that's right out there. So I'm blessed to have you all here. You may want to come back when all these trees, the leaves go away, because you can see the river directly, as well as people on the plane over at National Airport. It's right there.
Wow.
So this house has been here for 24 years. Lived here for 16. Became an Airbnb with 4 suites for artisans only. Moved to Florida. Thought I loved Florida. I don't. I love DC. I love being here over the river that we traveled on, and now we can see the success of it, right? This was for artisans only because of the vibe that artisans bring to us. Artisans are the translator of our culture to us in the most beautiful way, as well as the drummers that we have here. Can we give them some love?
Yes.
I just want to say welcome, and I am so excited to host Ross Bent from Philadelphia, Ross Naeem from South Carolina. Imagine how far they've come, far and wide, just to embrace us with some knowledge and show us their art, and for us to walk away with some more knowledge than we came with. Welcome. I hope you make it inside. I'm here every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 11 to 6. And on Black Friday will be my 158th Black Shop Till You Drop down at Shiloh Baptist Church. For 30 years, we've been doing something at a little old church, one of the oldest churches in D.C. Yeah, one of the oldest churches in DC. And artisans come from all over the world. And I host 2 artisans this year. They're coming from South Africa for a month to be there. So you got to come and greet them, and just have a good time. Welcome, and I just love all this energy up here.
Beautiful.
So anyway, I host parties and events, and I see y'all saw my water dance. Who got wet from the water? This has some. Oh, y'all got wet, so welcome everybody.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Beasley. Ross, Ben, you ready?
I'm ready.
TD, you mind holding the man? You want him to film?
Sure, that'd be great.
Appreciate it. If you don't know by now, you have to know today. We are graced by the presence of one of the foremost scholars of our time, the one and only Ross Ben, the legendary Earth Keeper, longtime brethren of mine. And this is his hometown. You know?
That's a beautiful picture right
You
there,
blessed
bro.
me in my hometown.
Man, it's love up in
We
here.
was in Pittsburgh in April. And so it's only right that before this year gets sealed up, a dynamic year like this one, that we meet in his hometown.
It's love up in here, yo.
Give him his propers.
Man,
Ross Ben, what you got for your folks, man? Got a little bit of a lot.
Greetings, and thank y'all for coming and being a part of this homecoming. You know, it feels good to come back to DC and see these bright-eyed souls that, are here to share in this today. And of course, we got to thank Sister BZB for opening up this space and making this possible. Give thanks for the elders' presence. Amen. We can't take that for granted. We have ones that, been doing their things for decades, and it's like, we're going to give our time and attention to what's happening here and now. So, give thanks.
so yeah, we really got to thank Ras Naeem and Infinite Treasures for opening up such a special homecoming and such a, like him said, a year like none other. So, yeah, from that point, Jupiter did go finally. Jupiter went direct in November 4th. And that shift brought me and Naeem together once again to do some works in South Florida. And, I've been doing works in that region over decades. I consider a lot of the ones down there family, particularly Ross Mikey, Yoga Basu, who is responsible for a lot of the Kemetic yoga masters that really make up that community. And yeah, it's always a healing going down there. I have to say, my travels have given me an opportunity to meet a lot of different communities. And I have to say, even though, every community has their struggles and their challenges, but that South Florida community, because live food and sunshine and healing waters is part of their lifestyle. Yeah, they're a radiant, beautiful community that's always a healing to come and be a part of. And so we had a number of events lined up there, and one of the most important ones being a Mystic Miami. So we did a Mystic Miami with them in, I think it was 2020 or 2021. But here we are again. Like, we planted those seeds, and they've been doing their research. And we were able to build on that research more this time there. We even found some mounds in a neighborhood we intuited would have some. I want y'all to check that out. So here you go. The New River.
Yeah, the New River.
So that river we
Yes.
just passed over is the East Traveling River?
This is Little River.
Little River,
It's just
yes.
right behind this house,
Huh.
right here. And all these rivers they're freeways. That's why, the canoes were the mode of transportation all over.
Yes.
So
I'm tripping on that man. That man can't be there.
And what you were saying that one of the first. I'm sorry. You were saying one of the first explorers met
The third governor.
The third governor.
Gonzalo Gaspar Gonzalez, I think his name was. He was the third governor. In 1596, came on a canoe down here and talked to this chief. This was not as important of a city as the Miami River. The Miami River was more important.
Huh.
yeah.
And then that one was the first one to die off because of all the diseases. So they rescued a kid from Spain who was like born in Colombia, but he was sent to boarding school in Spain. And en route, he shipwrecked here.
Huh.
So when he shipwrecked here, the Tequesta took him in and he lived with them for 20 years. And then when he got rescued by the first governor of Florida in 1565, he came into the Miami River looking for his kid that was shipwrecked, and he found this kid. He took him back to Spain, and the kid wrote journals to say, to tell him about his life in Miami and Florida in general. Yeah, so they could improve their mission system to convert everybody to Christianity, basically, was the objective.
Wow.
Whew. that hooked a left. I was just like,
Huh.
they're great. They took care of me. He's like, nope, this is what we gotta do.
No, but
No way.
the relationship between the Spanish and the natives
Yes.
was much better than
Marks the habitation mound of the Tetesqua Indians. Huh.
I just love the trees here. The trees here are so magical.
Daughters of American Revolution, huh?
And you see this.
And what is this? Aztec.
Aztecs.
Look at that.
Yes, yes. And you see this here? This word keeps coming up as well, because that's the U.S. one is Biscayne.
It's Biscayne. Yeah. So this is right off Route 1. Wow. So, last time we were here, you intuited El Portal has some significance, and here we are at the mound.
I know it did.
Yeah. The habitation mound of the Tetesqua. Yeah, so unfortunately though, we did not record the Mystic Miami presentation that was at Sophia's Garden of Ma'at in November. But meditating on it, that just means I need to invite some of the members of the South Florida community onto my YouTube channel, and we do Mystic Miami over a broadcast so everyone can really, become aware of the information we've covered in that area. Also want to mention Miami Native Tours, www.miaminativetours.com. John Simmons offers many services, travel around Miami and private city tours. Phenomenal. Highly recommended. So thank you, John, for taking us to the Tetesqua Mounds and the Tetesqua Circles, the ones that are known like the Brickell Circle of Miami, but even unknown Miami circles that are off the beaten path. Thank you. So from South Florida, we ventured up into the lowlands of the Carolinas for the Cop and Flip Tour 2022 in Columbia, where we spent a lot of time, 3 days at the South Carolina Gem and Minerals Show. Also shared a couple of presentations. But on the way up to Columbia from Miami, South Florida, we stopped at the Oyatunji African Village. And what? In this year where what would be in the Yoruba tradition, the two rulers of Pisces, Neptune and Jupiter, right, correspond to Olokun and Orimula in the Yoruba tradition. And then what? I find myself in front of was probably the largest Olokun / Neptune shrine in the country, you know? It was a impactful visit, met a lot of good people. I met the king of the village. The king of the village made time to sit and reason with us in the king's chamber. It was an honor. Thank you so much. Big up and respect to everyone holding it down in the Oyatunji village. But we ended up in Columbia, South Carolina for 3 days. Like I said, 3 of those days, each day we were at the South Carolina Gem and Minerals Show, which was an amazing event. Want y'all to get a taste of it. Here you go. Star, you on? What? Chagetto doing his thing live and direct in Colombia. What? Dancing around the rocks and ages. Give thanks, brother, for all that you do, healing the youth through a real medium, not the virtual, but a real I Magi, Neri skill set. Activate the genius within and without. Excuse me, Star.
Oh, I didn't know he could grab different puppets. Oh,
I got one left.
Uh-oh. You come dance on the front side too, man. Dance all over these crystals, man. Don't feel no way. That's right. What? Jagetto dancing with the prophecy stones and the smoky quartz in its matrix. Coptic, Ethiopian crosses. What? Knowledge of the Nomo. Doing his thing. What? And y'all have to know this man like what we're seeing now, he was doing himself with a full-scale puppet of, what is that, brother? Tell us what is this
It's a puppet of a sea creature.
puppet of a sea creature?
I have a big one. This is a miniature of it.
Yes, that's the miniature of it. So he was with the full scale doing what we're seeing right now himself last night.
All day. It's
Huh.
downloading.
You say what?
I said the creation is downloading now. I don't even think it.
Huh.
I just look at the situation and I get the answer immediately.
Wow.
I saw too many puppets.
Huh.
The arms are pulling the body. Every time I play with it, I find a different.
It's back there.
Yes, yes. Just let everybody know we're at the Columbia Gym Show. What? This is a major convergence of high-minded people creating a bright future. Starting right here with the youth on the set, right? What's up, youth? What's your name? Taryn? Taryn? All right, man. Speak up, man. You the bright future. We all gotta kind of fall back and hear what you gotta say, brother. You know, we don't know where we're going, but you're already there, right? That's the bright future. And then we got our brethren Riley. What up, Star? This is a visionary artist out of the Pittsburgh community, right? Mind and heart connected, able to like think deep thoughts and create deep inspirational works, right? These are his works right here. What? These mudcloth reed crowns? What? My bad. These are his works. This is my brethren Ra Samir coming out of Philly, Sun Art. Yeah. In the house, virtual, you know. That's the beauty of art. You can be in the house, but you in a whole nother place, you know? Good brother Kufu, Pittsburgh. Yes, I representing. Yes, I. The Oba.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That ain't the Oba.
This is
Oh,
Agba.
the Agba. Let me get it straight. Get it straight, Rossman. Give thanks for your presence.
Did you get the Oba on camera when you went?
I don't think so.
Yeah, he did. Oba sat with us.
All right. Well, we reasoned, but he said on camera.
I don't know if we caught that video.
Yeah.
Bless it up. What's up, bless it up?
We live and direct at the Columbia Gym Show. What? What an honor to be here.
I'm looking at a book right here. It says Rocks of the Ages.
Yes. I'm the author right here.
Oh, look, bro. I got the author in front of me of the book.
Yes, I. Live and direct.
I'm right back, bro.
All right, we're going to hit you forward too. Peace. So as you can see, the gym show was hot and popping, you know. Almost another convergence of powerful-minded people, and yeah, got a lot of inspiration. Now, like I said, we did do a Visions of 2023 in Columbia at the House of Hathor, and we did record it. It's my understanding that it was well recorded, you know, audio and visually. Now, I have yet to see the footage, but I bring that up because if we share something online. It will be the Columbia edition of Visions of 2023. If you want to catch the One Art vision, yeah, you're going to have to, capture the Zoom presentation, which is again this Friday, December 23rd. Okay? 7 p.m. $23 donation for the Zoom link. PayPal.me/RossBen. Okay? Or Cash App. $RossBen188. If you Cash App, please email a screenshot of your Cash App receipt to rossben188@gmail.com. So I'll have the email address to send the link. Also, I'm going to ask that y'all get your link before 3 o'clock on the 23rd of Friday. Don't send me $23 at 6:30 thinking I'm going to be in a place to respond to that. I'm going to be preparing for my presentation. We're having a marketplace at 4 o'clock. Yeah, I can't guarantee you if you purchase a Zoom link after 3 o'clock on the 23rd that I'm going to be able to get that link to you. We will try, but it would just be better if, you give us time to process it before the actual event, So, yeah, Philly community, you here in Philly, or you willing to travel on Friday? We're gonna be at the One Art Community Center, 1439 North 52nd Street. Okay, y'all know where it is. You know what it is. So come on and experience this thing, and thank you for observing my 2022 review. I will have to say, that something that is different this year is that, I haven't been my best self since that Jupiter retrograde, and of course the experiences I went through that you saw. And that's had a big impact on my astrological services, because from the year 2020, I've gotten hundreds of requests for readings, and it's hard keeping up with the pace that the requests are coming in. Yeah, from that Jupiter retrograde, loss of my son, I have to be honest with myself and acknowledge I have not been my best. I've been late getting my mailings out, much slower than I anticipated, fulfilling the astrological readings. I came into this year already, with a brain drain, mental fatigue, because of the numbers of readings I was doing from 2020, from the point that I did my 2020 vision, 2020 on 2020, and from that point, I've had at sometimes hundreds of readings in my queue, right? Twice, actually. At this point have probably about 70 still to fulfill. And I have to admit, the second time my queue reached 100, it was like a mental challenge, to have whittled it down so significantly. And then I did some presentation that posted on YouTube. I don't even remember what. And then within a week, it was back over 100. So I am working to whittle that down. But what it's going to mean right in the meanwhile is that I'm disabling the order button for readings until I get get the numbers down, because what I've observed is that at the beginning of the year, I usually get a big influx of readings, and I have to get what is already in knocked down before I get another big influx of orders. I can't go through another, oh no, now I'm looking up and now it's over 100. And if I post an astrological reading, that's usually what triggers it. So I am going to disable. And so what that means is, hey, if you're in the queue, trust me, I'm getting to you as quick as possible. I apologize. It's taken me so long, but the reality is too, this is not just a cookie cutter service. I really do put a lot of, I guess for lack of a better word, spiritual energy into these readings, and because of that, when I did experience the mental drain from just doing so many, and then once I got myself in a position where, okay, I'm revitalized, can redo them again, then to experience the loss that I did, it put me in a position I'm not fulfilling the orders as quickly as I anticipated. And for that I apologize. But if you've placed an order with rossben.com, guess what? You're in the queue, and I'm getting to you. And if you're not in the queue, you've missed out on this opportunity, at least for the price that is now. And meaning I might at some point in the future offer astrological services again, but it definitely won't be for $111. I'm sure several who've gotten readings from me in the past know I used to value it at $77. I put it up to $111 in probably late 2020 or early 2021, thinking that it was going to slow down the demand, but it didn't really have that effect. So here we are. As far as my mail orders, what I realize is I have to really keep up with the times and the whole idea of fulfilling the book orders by hand. It's not really working anymore. So I will probably be upgrading to Amazon, which for various reasons I had been avoiding for a number of years, but I think Because one thing with Amazon, they can produce and ship all one shop, one source, you know, and it's international. So, you know, I'm going to have to overlook certain perspectives and thoughts on if I'm going to be in this internet game, right? I'm going to have to overlook certain paradigms and belief systems to keep up with the times, you know? And I anticipate that shift occurring in January 2023. You know, I'm going to start the year with that. So hopefully that'll have me more consistent and timely with order fulfillment. Okay? So I hope this 2022 review was insightful. I hope it has inspired you to either come to One Art Center live and direct, or if not, at least tune in via Zoom Friday, December 23rd. Presentation be at 7 p.m., right? And also give clarity, because I know a lot of people may have wondered, well, wow, Ross Ben, you've only put out 2 videos or 3 videos for the whole year, and I put in an order, it took 3 weeks to come. What's happening? I hope you have clarity on what's going on, and I want to say thank you for your business, and thank you for your patience and your understanding. And I am hoping to provide more content as well as provide better service going into 2023. Until such time, peace and love.